Hello, everybody. What happened? I was talking for 15 minutes, but I didn't know that I was talking actually to myself, to the video. It's kind of funny, so I wanna share this with you because I found it funny. Well, for me, it was funny. So let's start again. So the week portion, I find it funny. So the week portion it's called Beha'alotcha, and it's a few stories going on. One of them is how Aaron light the candle, Aaron the high priest. Second part is about the manna. After the manna, the people want to eat meat, so they kind of get tired of the manna. And then after that, there is the El Nar Fanala, the healing pray for, of course, Miriam. You know, the healing pray for Miriam for whatever happened there. But I want to relate more to the Zohar. And again, I'm sorry that some of you were waiting for live, and I was doing live, but I was not, by mistake, I pressed privacy, so I couldn't share it with everybody. Sorry, happened. Anyway, Bamidbar. So I'm reading from Zohar, Kuf Memchet, 148, and it's page 2nd. Now, don't get mistaken, it's not the Zohar Sulam because you cannot find there. You can only find it at what we call Tfus Yashar. So when it says Beha'alotcha et hanerot, what does that mean? I mean, Beha'alotcha et hanerot, elevate the candle. It doesn't say light the candle, it says elevate the candle. So the Zohar said a person has to be connecting to the Torah and study the Torah. Two things, connect and study. Now, we know what means to study is what we're doing now. We study and we love it, and hopefully you like it. But what does that truly mean, connect to the Torah? Because after all, the Zohar said in this section that the Torah is Ilana Dechaye, is the tree of life. If it's a tree of life and you connect to the Torah and you study the Torah, you connect to the tree of life, meaning you are happy, things going better. And if you not connect to the Torah, it's almost like you remove yourself from the tree of life, from the want, the desire to be alive. So we understand what it means to study. But what does that mean to connect to the Torah? So this next verse here, it's written that, for example, when we use the word, when the high priest elevate the candle instead of lighting the candle, even if it means lighting the candle. So what does that really mean, lighting the candle, if it's a Beha'alotcha, elevating the candle? We need to fully understand it. So when you go to the next verse, it say, look at this, beautiful, תחזי, בשעתה דקנה התכוון להדלקה בוצינין להטטה, והקרים כתוב לפסומים, don't worry, I will translate, ושאלה בדין צונין לעניין ירד קטר, וחטא וחדר את השקה וכולה כל מין. דאו דכתיב, שם נקטעות תספח לבא, Beha'alotcha, תחזי. When it say, when the Kohen light the candle, תחזי, מלך בשר ודם, לאו יקרא דילה הוא להשתה מילה דהדיותה, כל שכלה בכתב לה. Do you think a regular king, no, forget God for a second, will write about lighting of the candle? ויסליק בדעתך, דמלכה אלה קודשא בריך הוא, לא אבי למילים כאלה שבכתב לבן נהיה אורייתא. Do you think if God wrote the Torah, he has nothing else to write about besides, let me tell you, when the high priest light the candle, very important moment. Now, I will give you Pinocchio, Snow White, or any story that you like to read, and I will put the Torah in front of you. You might choose Pinocchio, unfortunately. Why? Because you read the Torah, but you're not connected to the Torah. To connect is the tree of life. But to connect to the Torah, you have to have a full understanding of what you're reading. So you continue, the Zohar continue. ויסליק בדעתך דמלכה אלה קודשא בריך הוא לא אהבו למילין קדישין, למכתב ולבן מנו בדורתא, אלא דהו כניס כל מילין דאדיוטין, כגון מילין דעשיו. Say, if you read the Torah just like this without connecting to it, it's like you're making fun of the Torah. I mean, God has nothing to do just to write about Esau and to write about Agar and to write about Lavan and Yaakov fight. I mean, there is other thing that you can do. Milim Aton, you want to know about what Bilam did with his donkey. Milim de Bilan, Milim de Balak, Milim de Zimri. All of those things in the Torah seem like I don't need to hear about it. But God wrote it. That means there is a code. And until you don't break that code, you only study. the Torah, and that's when you connect to the tree of life, but not fully connected. Without fully understand the meaning behind those words, you're not connecting, because you connect to the story, which is good, but we want to connect to the meaning of it. So, every story, and I will say it in the third verse here, מילד ההוא סיפור לאו לאחזל גרמה בלבד כאתיה, אלא לחזל ההוא כללה כאתי כמה דהו כמנה. The Zohar is teaching us that the words that you read or story that you read in the Torah, it's either a code to teach you something, or it's a reflect on something else that you studied from before. And what does the Zohar bring? The Zohar bring, let's take for example the section, Tachezi, come and behold, come and see. Vatanach HaTeva. You remember after Noach, and the flood and everything took place, we have to read about when the ark had a chance to land on the mountain Ararat, which is in Armenia. I mean, the Turkish claim it, I don't want to go into politics, but it's in Armenia. And Aikra Kach, Kol Shekan Achrinan, B'Shadat Din Natali Alma. What does that mean? Vatanach Ateva, the ark rest on the mount that called Mount of Ararat. When was it? The Torah tells us in the 7 months. Tell us the Zohar. Beshata de dinat al alma, when there is judgment that attack the world, vedinin sharian, and there is a lot of judgment everywhere. Bekucha barichuyativ al kursaya, and even God, the Creator, is sitting on the chair of judgment. Lemidin la alma bu kursaya. To judge the world, what is going to happen? כמה רשימים התרשמו בי? כמה פתקים גרדים בגבי? How many words, how many things going on? בגוח מדד המלכה, כולו ספרים דפתיחות לגבי גזו. All the books are open. What's going to happen with each human being, and you know what day it is, right? ראש השנה. What months is it happening? In the Hebrew months? Very good. 7th month. In the 7th month now. So when the Zohar is telling us a secret, that when the Torah said that the ark rest on where? On the mountain, what's the name? Ararat. Ararat from the word arur, curse. So when the ark sit on the 7th month on the Mount Ararat, all human beings that they been judged. כולן עברים כאו קורסיה. ועליו התנ"ך הטבע בחודש שביעי. בחודש שביעי ודאי. דהו דינא דעלמא, על הרערת. אילן קורסיה מורדדים, מורדי אבבה. והוא יומא, בקדושו בריך הוא קם בתריסין, התארו מימיו, וכולן קמים תורה קורסיה ודלמה. So, everything is happening on the month of Ararat, which is the month of curse, and become judgment. 7 months is the month of judgment. And the ark is sitting there. The ark doesn't mean just ark. When you say teva, those of you who went to different school, teva, the word teva means words. When the word is sitting on the judgment, we can make a difference. How? V'Yisrael metzalin tzlota ba'u yoma. What do we do on Rosh Hashanah? We pray. We pray from the bottom of our heart. Ubai umitchanen kame. And we begging and begging and begging and begging. V'takin b'shofar. And we blow the shofar. V'kucha baruch hu chais alayhu. And then God have mercy on us. U'me'apech dina lerachme. And he take judgment into mercy. V'kol ila'i v'tata'i patchi v'amar. And all the angels above and the human below and the people who die above and the people who are alive here, Ashrei Yodetwa. Good for the people who know how to blow the shofar. ועד בעיניו ההוא יומד ההוא תקע את העיקרה דמילה ויקוון בבית רוח ויעביד מילה בחוכמה דכתיב אשרי העם יודעת רוח לא תתוקט רוח ועד איתמר. That's why I say the people who know about the blowing, know the people who blowing. What does that mean? No, the same like the Torah. You cannot just read the Torah as a story. You gotta look for the meaning. Now, what if I don't get the meaning? What if my brain is not that fast or smart? What do I do then? Not the problem. Not the problem. Why? Because you gotta read the Zohar. You gotta study the Zohar. That's maybe if you don't understand, study. Baruch Hashem, thank God. You go digital today, people have digital. There is so many web that have all the Zohar available, like Sefaria. Read, study. Go on my side, study. And when you do that, then things get better for you, and these things get connected. So now, when we say Beha'alotcha Tadarot, what does that mean, Beha'alotcha? When you elevate a candle, when you elevate which candle? You are the candle. You are. How do I know you are the candle? How many candles was in the temple? 7. Many people mistaken to say 8 because of Hanukkah. Hanukkah is after how many days the miracle lasts. But the original menorah, the candelabra, was only 7. Candelabra of 7 candles. That's what it was. What is 7? 7 Sefirot. Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchut. Right arm, left arm, chest, body. Right leg, left leg, reproductive organ, and your entire skin. That's all need to elevate to the next level. Beha'alotcha et hanerot. When you elevate the candles, which are the candles? It's you. But how can you elevate? I don't know how to elevate. If you try to elevate and you make it, that's ego. If you try to elevate and you fell, that's ego too. It's all you. But when you realize that I have to study the Torah, but in the same time connect to the Torah, the connect to the Torah has to be to the meaning of what everything means. And the Zohar will be the best tool to help you with that. So when you study Zohar, it's not just about studying it. You need to understand it. You need to fully understand and connect to the essence of it. Now, the question is, why this week portion, the manna has been mentioned? Manna is the food of the angel. Food of the angel. Now, the Zohar telling us here, and I want to read it to you. Here. Tachezi. Moshe, et Achad, and I'm sorry I don't have the verse, but it's in the end of the Zohar, Sulam of Beha'alotcha. Tachezi. Moshe et Achad v'avi Salek, and I had the privilege to study it with my sons, and this morning with my friend Michael. Tachezi. Moshe et Achad v'avi Salek, the prophet Moses was able to capture the levels of true connection to the Creator, true connection to tree of life, that nobody else did. וכשאתה אמר לו קודשא בריך הוא למשה, אני מבטיח לכם עיני רכיב מן השמיים. When God said to Moses, I'm going to give you the manna. What is manna? Bread from heaven. Angels. Food. חדי משה. Moshe started to dance and be happy and smile. ואמר, and he said, ודאי אשתה יהיו שלימו בהשתכח. Now I know that the success of they eat angels' food is thank God because of me. Because I changed them, I helped them, I guide them as God trained me how to do it. He was so happy. דא בגני השתכח מן לישראל. כיוון דחם מה שדרולחתה ודרגה אחראה. When they say, listen, this manna business, not working for us. We would like to eat meat. שאלו בשר. ובנפשנו קצה בלחם הקלוקל. We don't like the manna anymore. אמר יחי הוא הדרגה דלי פגים. He said, if I'm the cause for them to be successful, then I'm the cause for them to fail. What a leader, Moses. What a leader. And what did he say to God? He said to God, I don't see a point for me to be here. If because of that, you should get rid of me, say Moses to God. And the Zohar going to and understanding, but why? Why, Moses? You just ask for a steak and you're done? Very hard to understand. So Rabbi Abba, the dear Rabbi Abba, the writer of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, is telling us, what does that mean? If we know what happened this week portion, Moses, when he told God that he's kind of disappointed of his people to want meat instead of the manna, but he knew and realized that's his fault. He said he doesn't want to stay alive. God said, okay, if that's what you wish, I'm going to pass your energy to the 70 people, and through that, it's considered like you die. The question is, the Zohar asks, why, when Moses, before that, say, erase me from your book, God erased him from one of the portions, in Kitisa. Why now, when Moses asked God to kill him, instead of God killing him, is just pass on the energy to the 70 people? And of course the answer is, we know that there is the angels that work every time you curse yourself. When you're cursing yourself in a negative way, that angel will grant what you want. That's why it's dangerous, say the Zohar, to speak bad about yourself. You can't do that. So, I'm continue. What was the purpose of the 70 people? The 70 people took charge over Malchut, what we call the moon consciousness. Because Moses want to stay in that highest consciousness of the sun. And because if they will eat meat, and Moses will take full responsibility for that, he has to go down from his level, and he cannot overlook of the good things that they need for them from the tree of life consciousness. Why is this mentioned in this week parsha? The reason it's mentioned this week parsha, because we need to understand. If you were to elevate yourself, don't do it alone. I'm not talking about you need a teacher, that's of course, and of course, teacher, friend, somebody, mentor. I'm talking about like the way that you study. Study spirituality and Torah, then study the inner meaning of everything. Because if you're not going to go into inner meaning of everything, your study will not be as good as it need to be to connect you to the tree of life. And if you want to be happy, you have to connect connection to tree of life. There is a story I just heard from Zicher Livracha, may you rest in peace, Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu. He told a story about Rabbi Yosef Karo. Rabbi Yosef Karo was the person who wrote a book called Shulchan Aruch. It's what we call all the Jewish law in an organized way. That's Rabbi Yosef Karo. It sounds simple, but it's very complicated to do. The story of his life, he used to work in any job that he can do, so he can study Torah. He realized one day that it's enough for him to work 1 day a week, and he make the money, and then the rest of the week he study. So everybody work hard. He believed, he was elevated to believe that most of the success come from the Creator, from Hashem. And that's what happened. It came from Hashem. After a while, he said, maybe I should work 1 day a month. He started working 1 day a month. The rest of the month, he practiced spirituality. What happened? Money keep coming. Then he said to himself, you know what? Money is really good to me. I'm going to do once a year. Why am I wasting my time? I need to study Torah and connect. You work 1 day a year. You make good money, enough, and study. One time when he looking to do business, he said, I'm going to go around the market now when I work 1 day a year and looking for opportunity. He going around the market looking for opportunity. And he's sitting there, and this lady here come to see him. He said, listen, can you come to my house? I understand that you are buying different things and then sell them. So I have different thing I want to sell. Okay? And she tell him that she just got divorced from her husband, who she hate the most. And she asked him, please come to my house. Come to her house. She has lead, boxes of lead she want to sell. And she have tart and all kind of other garbage. Most of it was garbage. So would you buy it? And you tell me your price. So he told her the price. She was very happy. So, oh, that's a lot of money. Thank you so much. She got the money for him and he buying it. He go home, he start melting the lead and the whatever he bought. And he found that in every box of lead there is a big piece of gold. And he said, listen, I didn't pay that much and I don't think this lady knew what she's giving me. And by the law, by the Jewish law, you're not allowed to take it because it's called mekach ta'ut. You're not allowed to take something which might be the wrong thing. So he went back to her and said, excuse me, I got from you way too much money than what I paid for because I found gold. I don't think it's allowed to do that. And she started screaming, leave me alone. We had a deal, it's yours. I said, no, I'm actually want what's good for you. Please listen to me. No, leave me alone. And she starts screaming at him, tell everybody that he bothered her. And he tried to tell her, I want you to everybody. He said, look. He left and he understood it's from Hashem and he understood it's from God. And that's how he become rich, by the way. That's how Rabbi Yosef Karo become who he become. Why am I telling you that? The elevation to connect to the Creator, it's so beautiful. The Creator cannot wait for us to just reach out and say, I want to read the Torah, understanding the Torah, and then reach out to the Creator. But when I'm reaching out to the Creator, it has to be with the full understanding that it's only up to the Creator to make a change. You don't need a middleman. You don't need the weatherman to know where the wind blows, as Bob Dylan said, which is his birthday today. Okay, so you gotta get into places where you fully understand that it's up to you to decide if you want to connect to the Creator. If you want to connect to the Creator, then of course, the Creator want to connect to you, as the Baal Shem Tov writes. But if you just want to read about the Creator, then you can have all kind of story. It will sound nice. But connecting is to find the true meaning of what the Torah is, what the Torah meant, and where it's going. And not to compare this information and lecture into anything else that you heard. Because if you compare it, it's become weaker and weaker and weaker. So if you want to get it into places where things get better, you're going to get better. And that's really what it's all about. I want to relate also to another elevation. We know that Miriam, everybody judged Miriam. What did Miriam say actually? Miriam spoke bad about Moses, but what did he actually say? You know what she said? Her two stepbrothers, Eldad and Medad, spoke bad about Moses. Prophets, they had a prophecy about Moses. And they saw that Moses is going to die and Joshua will be the leader, which happened. They were right. She get angry and she say, Moses has been married to the most beautiful woman in the world and he left her. That was the Lashon Hara. That's what she said about Moses. Now, if you think about that she said, you can judge her. But let me tell you why she told that. Let's try to protect Miriam for a second. Do you know who Miriam is? Prophet. You know who Miriam is? She's the daughter of Amram and Yocheved. You know what she told her father? When Pharaoh had the decree not to have children, and her own father said, you know what, maybe it's time for me to stop having children because they're going to kill them all. She screamed at her father. She said, don't you get it? We may be slaves here in Egypt, but we are the people that's supposed to share and give spirituality to the world. We have to give spirituality to all nation. All nations need that spirituality. And you preventing yourself from having kids because you're worried maybe somebody will kill them? How dare you? The first mitzvah in the Torah is pruvu. Being multiplied, having more kids. That's the first mitzvah. How dare you? So when she spoke bad about Moses, she was worried that with a beautiful vessel, wife, like Zipporah, he is capable to not to be with her. Because I don't know if you know, when God said to him, take your shoes off in the in the burning bush, shoes, meaning malchut, meaning let go of the shoes, meaning let go of your wife. So if he is, for his spiritual journey, let go of his wife, I don't want more people to do it in Israel, because then we have no people left in that spiritual group who's supposed to make a difference in the world. That's Birem concern. Now you tell me, is that seem like negative? Well, it was. Because who commanded Moses to dedicate spirituality? God. Moses is not a regular person. Yes, everybody can be a prophet, but nobody can be like Moses. Nobody, no human being on the planet. There's no reason to try. Two people you cannot copy, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and Moses. That's it. That's the only two people in the universe. And whoever gets angry that you think this prophet, then it's not even close, not even understandable by me. So we talk about the highest level. So when Miriam say whatever she say, you know how much care she have in her heart for her brother, for Zipporah, for the nation of Israel. But still, energy is energy. So it's not that God punish her with leprosy. There is something called midat adin, the attribute of judgment. Judge who? Miriam. And because of that, because the attribute of judgment, judging Miriam, she had to have leprosy. Because Lashon Hara is Lashon Hara. Evil tongue is evil tongue. Whatever you mean it in a good way, in a bad way, that's the way it is, cause and effect. So right away Moses pray, short pray, say, El na refanala, please God, cure my sister. And God cured the sister. And that's why we're using this verse every time we need help. To make sure God knows that we're not going to bother him, even if it's not something we deserve right now, but we're still going to ask for help in this situation. So this portion, this week, is all about elevating the mind to a different place. Elevating the mind to all new idea that we don't even familiar exist. But if you're not tap into the connection and the understanding, what's going to be? How is your life going to look like in 5 years from now? 3 years from now? 2 years from now? 1 year from now? 3 months from now? 5 minutes from now? We're going to make an effort to elevate. Whatever we achieve it or not, that's not the question. The effort is the question. We're going to make sure that every time we have an opportunity to connect to something better and better, then step by step, we will have the chance to make a difference in the world. And again, if there is a way that you can share some of those words I share with you, with at least 7 people, and every time you share it with people, you have to say chesed, first person, gevurah, second person, tiferet, and so on till malchut. And if you're capable of doing that, then by Friday after 1:30 p.m., after the noon, you're going to feel that your body, your whole soul is elevated to a different level. But again, you can share the video, of course, why not? That's a good idea. Or you can share the concept, whatever you want. But you got to share that concept with people, that elevation to the tree of life is the one way that we can make a real achievement in our life. What I would like to ask you also to do right now, okay, is I want you to put your 5 finger touching the other 5 like this. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, like that. Touching the and now try to breathe, Okay, put it exactly here, the 2 finger, and try to breathe, okay? Good. Breathe, relax. Don't keep your eyes open. And now think about one human being that you know that as in having so much troubles. No love, no nothing. They're empty. They're totally empty from light, from love. And you want to send them all the love that you can send them, okay? So please focus. We're going to close your eyes now. Give them unconditional love. Don't think too much. Just give them. Good. Now slowly separate the finger. Okay. Put the right hand on the left hand. Put it to your heart like that. And then say to yourself that you're opening for all the love and the elevation that the Creator wants to give you. I want to wish you a great week and love between us. And please help 7 people this week and send this love to somebody who's very much broken. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a lovely day. All the best.